Okay, so for today's question, this is 2007's orthographic question 1, so a few years ago, but nice question to start off with. What we're going to do today is we're going to draw an elevation, a plan, and project an end view. What we're going to leave out to the next video is basically we're going to leave out this true shape part. We're also going to leave out this curved part. So this is sort of new to us, and some of it has caused a little bit of confusion. So basically, this is a curved surface intersecting a sloped surface, so that's going to give us an ellipse. And we're going to leave out the chimney, some of the chimney, and basically getting the true shape part of it, and maybe some of the hidden detail. So the unusual thing about this question is just the order in which it's asked. It's asked for an elevation, a plan, and an end view. Now the problem with doing it in this order is basically I have one glaring sort of problem, and that's that I don't know the height. So basically I don't know what height this bit here is, so I need to do 30 degrees and 30 degrees in an end view to figure out the height. So what I'm actually going to do is do the end view first, or some of the end view first, then work up the elevation and then the plan. Okay, and you'll see why if you look through the video. So we don't know the height, but we can say, well, this is 60, and then there's another 8, so that's 68. And then we're not sure what this height is, but we can assume that if we add on another 10 for 78, it's probably going to be no more than 120 high, right? That's probably even quite large for it. So what we do is we come down around 120 to start. Maybe just 130, so I'll just zoom out there, so this. Okay, come down at 130, that should be loads of space. And we'll draw our line across here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep over to my right hand side of my page, and we're going to start to draw out my elevation. So my end view. So what I have basically is I've three main sizes. So I have a 30, and then a 20, and then a 30. Okay. So, and then we know they come up a 45 and a 60. Okay, so up 60 and marker 45, and we do the same on this side. So what I have there is basically my outline. Then what I know is basically this sticks out 10 mil for the underside on both sides, on the left and right, and they come up 8 mil. Okay, so I'll just point those out now where I got those measurements. So this is my 60. I know this is my 8 mil, which is what it stuck up. And if we could look here closely, you can see it sticks out 10, and we're going to assume it's symmetrical, so we're going to assume it sticks out 10 there as well. So we're happy enough with that. So what we'll do is basically we heavy in these outlines. Right, and we have the outside of my house. Now what I'm going to do now is basically come up at 30 degrees to the left, come up at 30 degrees to the right, and from that I have figured out the height. So that's the only way in which we can figure out the height, because it's a random distance. Okay, because basically you have to use 30 degrees to solve it. So what I'm going to do when I am here is also going to draw in the window at the end. So come up here. We were told it was level with the 45, so we bring this across to meet it. And we're not told how far up from the ground, but we are shown that if we come back down 30 from that, that's where my bottom of my window goes. Okay, so just try to straighten that up a little bit more. Okay, so we're happy enough now. So there's a good bit of my end view done. Now what I'm not going to worry about at the minute is basically the porch that comes out this side. I'm not going to worry about the chimney. We'll come back to them in a few minutes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to project across all my lines. So all the edges that I found, basically, I'm going to have to bring across like so. Okay, so I have all those lines. Now I don't want to leave too big a gap here, so we leave a gap of about 10 from here to here. Okay, now again, remember the porch is going to stick out the front because this is going to be the back of the house. Maybe we leave 20 just to make sure. Okay, so we leave a gap of 20. Okay, so this is this. Now I did a little bit of maths already, and I added all these measurements up, and that gives me 130. Okay, so we're going to measure across 130 for my width of my house, and then we're going to start come back in our other measurements. So basically it's 30 first, 30 and 40 is 70, and 20 is 90, and 25 is 150. So I'll draw all my lines up vertical now. So what I have found basically is the outline of all the info for my house. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll take my black marker and I'll start to heavy in the various bits. So I'm going to heavy in the two outline lines. I'm not going to draw a line across the top, and you'll see why in a second. I'm then going to start with the door. So if we look carefully, we're not showing a height for the door, but we can see that it's level with the window. I have my window from that view. So if I bring it across, there's the height of it. We're then going to start with the porch part, and the porch part we're showing goes up to the top of where the roof starts sloping. So up to here, level with that. And we're going to draw in our semicircle, but we'll come back, maybe we might do that in the end of this video, or maybe in a completely different video. So we draw these across. There's basically my board at the front. Okay, and then I have my roof. Now what I know about my roof is basically it's cut by a chimney at the top, and that chimney comes in a gap of 15, and then it sticks up a measurement of 10 on the outside and 10 at that point 15. I'll bring those up. There is my chimney, and then I can heavy across my roof. So there's basically my outline of my house as it is the minute. I have an angle here to put in, and I have a circle here to put in. But as I said, we'll come back to that at a later stage. So what I'm going to do now is bring down all my points. I'll have to bring these here and project them down at 45 degrees to figure out my plan view. Okay, so okay, so I'll bring all these down as well. And again, this method will give us the majority of what we need for our points to figure out. So we'll draw these across like so. So I see there's one thing I forgot to bring down, and that's basically the chimney. So I'll bring down that line. So I have all my various outlines. Okay, now if we look down at this here, I'm just looking at the outline of the roof. There's going to be a lot of hidden detail here. But basically the outline of the roof is going to be cut by the chimney, and then it's going to have this shape here at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the chimney first, and I can see that the gap is 20. So basically when I look down here, this shape here is going to look like a triangle. So if this is my center, oh, I don't have my center line. So what I'll do is I'll, let's see, I'll mark it here maybe. I should have brought it down from here. More accurate to show it on the drawing. Okay, so there's my center line. So what I can locate there is basically this point here, this point here. So this is the ridge, or the top, where the two top edges join. And these come out 10 and 10, which happens to be the same as the window. So literally that point will go to that. And that point will go to that. Sorry, I'm a little bit inaccurate there. So the back of the roof is literally completely solid. And that's that. And the front of the roof is solid for the main part. However, there is the porch bit that's going to stick out. Basically, this shape here, the curved shape, is going to come in here. So we'll heavy up as far as here. And we'll heavy up as far as here. And that will give us the main part for that. Now, this is my underside. So basically the porch, if I want to put it on here, is going to stick out 20. So I want to draw some of it here just to put it on. But again, I'm going to leave the curved part. So the porch here sticks out 20. So that will be like that. So that's basically this side wall here that I can see. So if I project this down at 45 degrees again, and bring this across, this is basically how far out the porch is going to stick. So that's very much how far out that sticks there. So I have the porch basically drawn in all the views. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how to do the chimney here and bring it across this part, and then we're going to leave it at that for today. We're going to look at the curves, the hidden details, and the true shape of that chimney part. But just we're going to have some shape of a curve here, a semicircle here, and literally it's going to come across like an edge here. So this is the last part here. Is I need to bring these edges here, so maybe I'll use green or something slightly different, back across. Okay, because this is basically where it's going to jut out of the actual roof. So if I bring these up, and bring this across to meet it. Okay, there basically is my chimney when I look in from this side. Okay, and the handy thing about that is that if I know this is how far down the roof it comes, I can bring this back across here. And what have I found? I found basically this point here that I didn't know, in other words, how far down that would come to give me the slope. So there basically is my, and we're happy enough with that, and that's as far as we're going to go for today's lesson.